There was a moment in Padre Pio's life when prayer opened a door not into comfort, but into frightening clarity. He was not shown future headlines or political movements. He was shown something far more unsettling, the invisible battlefield surrounding the church. What he perceived answered a question believers still ask today with trembling hearts. Why is the church so violently opposed? Ridiculed, infiltrated, and wounded from within and without? According to accounts attributed to him, this vision did not come as a dream, but as a spiritual unveiling during intense prayer. Padre Pio saw that the church was not merely suffering human hostility. She was under direct spiritual attack. What appears as scandal, confusion, division, and persecution on earth is, in truth, the reflection of a war raging in the unseen realm. In the vision, Padre Pio understood that Satan's hatred is not abstract. It is precise. The church is attacked because she carries within her the living presence of Christ. Every Mass, every absolution in confession, every soul reconciled with God is a blow against the kingdom of darkness. Hell does not fear social influence or power structures. It fears grace. And the church is the primary channel through which that grace flows into the world. Padre Pio saw that when faith is strong, attacks intensify. The devil does not waste effort where souls are already lost. He concentrates his fury where souls are being saved. This is why periods of great holiness in church history are often followed by violent persecution or profound internal crises. The attack is not a sign of failure, Padre Pio understood, but a sign of spiritual effectiveness. What disturbed him most in the vision was not persecution from outside forces. It was the wounds inflicted from within. He saw that confusion among believers, silence where truth should be spoken, and shepherds who feared the world more than God created. Breaches in the church's spiritual armor. These cracks allowed darkness to enter not through force, but through compromise. In this vision, Padre Pio perceived that sin, especially unrepented sin, weakens the church more than any enemy. Pride, impurity, and the abandonment of prayer were shown to him as open doors. Demons could not destroy the church directly, but they rejoiced when souls voluntarily surrendered vigilance. The attack succeeded not through strength, but through neglect. He saw angels retreating in sorrow when sacred things were treated casually. The Eucharist, meant to be adored, was sometimes received without faith. Confession, meant to heal, was ignored or reduced to ritual. In those moments, Padre Pio understood. The church did not lose Christ, but she lost awareness of his presence, and that loss invited chaos. Yet the vision was not one of despair. Even as Padre Pio saw the church battered, mocked, and bleeding, he also saw something indestructible at her core. Christ stood within her, wounded yet victorious, just as he stood after the resurrection, bearing the marks of the cross. The attacks could scar her exterior, but they could not touch her soul. Padre Pio understood that God allows this assault for a reason that is painful but purifying. Just as gold is refined by fire, the church is purified by trial. False faith falls away. Comfortable belief collapses. What remains is faith, rooted not in habit or culture, but in sacrifice and love. This purification, he knew, would confuse many and cause some to abandon hope, mistaking divine silence for abandonment. In the vision, Padre Pio sensed that many believers would be tempted to despair, saying, if God is with the church, why does he allow this? The answer he received was severe yet consoling. God allows the storm so that souls learn to cling to him, not to appearances. Faith that depends on external peace is fragile. Faith that survives darkness becomes unshakable. He also saw the role of ordinary believers in this battle. Not everyone would preach or lead, but many would sustain the church through hidden fidelity. a whispered rosary, a humble confession, a mass attended with love. These acts appeared in the vision as rays of light piercing the darkness. The world would never see them, but heaven counted everyone. Padre Pio warned that one of the greatest deceptions of this time would be the belief that the Church's struggle is purely human. When believers fight only with arguments, politics, or anger, they forget that the real enemy is spiritual. He insisted that the weapons needed a prayer, fasting, humility, and obedience to God's will, even when it is painful. He saw demons raging most violently around souls who prayed faithfully. This is why, he said, prayer often feels difficult, dry, or distracting. Resistance is proof that prayer matters. The devil does not interrupt what has no effect. Every act of sincere prayer strengthens the Church more than any public victory. In the vision, Padre Pio also perceived that the Church would never be destroyed, but she would pass through a moment when she seemed unrecognizable. Confusion would make truth appear rigid and error appear compassionate. Those who clung to tradition and reverence would be mocked as outdated. Yet heaven, he understood, would remain close to these faithful souls. What sustained Padre Pio was the final certainty revealed to him. Christ has already won. The attacks, no matter how brutal, are the last convulsions of a defeated enemy. Satan attacks not because he will triumph, but because he knows his time is short. The fury is born of desperation, not power. The vision ended not with thunder, but with silence, a silence filled with meaning. Padre Pio understood that this was the hour when believers must choose between comfort and fidelity. The Church would not be saved by numbers, influence, or approval, but by saints willing to suffer quietly for love of Christ. This vision explains why the Church is under attack today. Not because she is weak, but because she is feared by hell. Not because Christ has abandoned her, but because he is still present within her. The darkness attacks the light because it cannot extinguish it. And Padre Pio's message remains clear and urgent. Do not abandon the Church in her suffering. Stay, pray, repent, love. The battle is real, but so is the victory. The Church may walk through the night, but dawn has already been promised. We hope that this video has been to your liking. If you love it, do not forget to give a like, share it, and subscribe to our channel for more beautiful visions from Padre Pio. And if you want to know more about interesting topics, leave us your comments and suggestions. Until next time.